fabulous friend of mine. He drove all the way from Huntsville to be here, him and Sam Ashby both, so I appreciate that out of them. He is the loudest comedian in Alabama, so be prepared for that. Would y'all please give a round of applause to Mr. Patrick Cunningham. Because ADD. Keep it going for Duell Aldridge, everybody. Keep it going for all the comics that are going. Keep it going for world peace. World peace. Keep it going for uncomfortable squeaky chairs. Yeah? Awesome. You guys feeling all right? Yeah? Fucking awesome. So, I'm not a current events kind of guy, but I feel like we need to talk about something. Jesus, what just happened? Are you okay? You all right?
Allison, you're not going anywhere.
Shut the fuck up! You're done! Shut the fuck up! Jesus. Anyway, so, you guys hear about the Florence bomb scare that happened today? Did you guys hear about the bomb scare? Nobody reads the fucking papers. Nobody. Do you guys have papers here? Read their papers? I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a bomb scare that happened where somebody had made a mixtape for their wife, and he goes, "I left something in your car." She called the cops reasonably. The cops came out, they opened the box, it's a mixtape. The thing that concerns me the most is that someone is still making mixtapes in 2014. It's 2014. Mixtapes, that means the word tape is in there. And it's not duct tape, ADD. It's fucking mixtape. This guy sat there, did he record it off the radio, old school style? Was he like, oh, all right, it's gonna be the... Maybe it was a bomb-ass mixtape. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that was it. If you guys couldn't tell by the lack of accent, because I live here, so I have an accent. I'm not exactly from here. I'm from Staten Island, New York, and one thing I've noticed is that you guys, Alabama, and I don't diss Alabama. I live here on purpose. I wasn't cast off to Alabama. There's a lot of weird bomb scares that happened. You guys remember last year's Decatur bomb scare? Do you guys remember that? I'm gonna refresh your memory if you're unaware of this. In Decatur last year, they evacuated all of the schools, and the reason they evacuated all of the schools is because there was an unidentified box on a train that was passing by several Decatur area schools. Right. Does anyone remember what was in the box?
Weed.
Big box of fucking weed. Big box of weed. I would love, that's not a word, I just made it up. That's right, we just invented a word together. That just happened. I would love to meet the bomb squad guy that got called out on the scene and discover that it was a box of weed. All right, guys, suit me up. Tell my wife and kids I love them. All right, I'm going in. Holy fucking shit, Jesus. No, don't come over here. It's dangerous. It's fucking dangerous. Take it out. I'm gonna take this home. I'm gonna work on this at home. I'm gonna need a couple things. Do you guys have the Three Stooges on Blu-ray? Do you have that? Also, closest pizza delivery driver stat. I need just a credit at a pizza delivery joint. So, anyway, Boyz II Men. You guys remember Boyz II Men? Yeah? Awesome. The thing I love about Boyz II Men, first of all, was the 2 in their name. Because there was 4 guys in that group. They used the number 2. Then I thought about it a little further and I realized you can't really call them Boys for Men. I think the Catholic Church has that shit on lock. If I'm not mistaken. But the thing I love the most about Boyz II Men always was the talking guy. I wanted that guy's job so bad, man. Like, if you couldn't tell by the physique, I look like if Lou Ferrigno and Seth Rogen had a baby. That's what I look like. I look like if Fred Flintstone was trying harder. Okay, that's what I look like. And so all the guys I knew growing up, they all wanted to be something tough, like a cop or a firefighter or an astronaut. I always just wanted to be the talking guy from Boyz II Men. These guys, they're all like Juilliard graduates and shit. These guys sing their asses off. Baby, end of the road. This dude, 20 seconds of song. Baby, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, girl. I'll assume things. Make an ass out of you and me. Don't make an ass out of me. Then the Scottie Pippen looking motherfucker comes in. Whoa, whoa, baby. Man, I always wanted that job. That's the best job. You know, you think they have clandestine meetings? Like secret meetings, where just like diva meetings where they're like, do we pay this guy the same? It's not fair. I sing my ass off. This guy just comes out there and talk. Fuck that guy. Oh man. So anybody here poor? Any poor folks? Thanks for spending money. Thanks for spending money on comedy. I'll try to make it worth your while. I was so poor last week that I couldn't afford deodorant. Has anybody else ever run out of deodorant and been too poor to buy? What did you? Who was it who said yeah? Yeah. What did you do?
Body wash.
Body.
And like sink wiping.
See, did you do the Gold Bond?
No.
Oh man.
Teach me your ways.
What? Oh, I'll teach you my ways.
Teach me.
Oh man, Gold Bond medicated powder, right? I just hit all the hot spots with it, and it was it seemed like a great idea, except that you guys know the smell of Gold Bond. It has a very distinct smell, a very, very distinctive smell, and with an emphasis on the stink there. So you know, I went to work, and I'm working, and like 3 or 4 different times, I had people walk up to me, all women, and this is not a thing that women hit on often, and we're just like, you smell good. And I didn't know what to say. I was just like, thanks. I'm powdering my balls. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh man. So, you know, look, I don't get political very often, but I'm pro-gay marriage. Anybody else pro-gay marriage? Yeah, fucking awesome. Progressive ass Florence. Way to go. You know, now look, everyone knows a couple homophobes and conservatives who are really anti-gay marriage, and I have found the way to turn them around on it, all right? So, this is for the gay people and the liberals and the fake liberals in the room. All right, this is how you turn them around on it. It's really fucking good for the economy. It's pro-corporation. Do you know who stands to benefit the most from this? Men's Warehouse. You gotta think about it. All these guys, they're all gonna be getting married. They're all gonna be getting tuxedos. And all these women, they're all gonna be getting married. They're all gonna be getting tuxedos. My prediction, Men's Warehouse overtakes Google as the world's largest conglomerate. You know, soon enough, a friend of yours is going to be like, oh, look up the movie times on Men's Warehouse, that shit real quick. Can you do that for me? Oh, man. Actually, you know what I think is really cool is that we've gotten progressive enough as a culture that there are openly gay rappers. That's fucking rad as shit, because that was a misogynistic field of music, let's face it. That's a misogynistic genre, okay? I love it, you know, but it is what it is. You know, metal is kind of ignorant sometimes. Punk is really ignorant sometimes, and I've got bad punk tattoos, so I'm allowed to say that, like you're allowed to say you're fat. I'm allowed to say I'm fat. I'm also allowed to say that punk has stupid lyrics. It does. So, and hip hop has misogynistic shit. There's a rapper Lil Wayne just signed by the name of Fly Young Red. Do you guys know who this is? No? Awesome. Look this up after my set. Look it up on YouTube. He has a song. And it is the greatest hip-hop song title ever. It's called Throw That Boy Pussy. That is the name of the song. That's a real song. I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, really? And it's like, throw that boy pussy. Throw that boy pussy. I watched the video, and I'm watching this shit, and the best part is I'm watching, and I'm like, with the exception of the lyrics, I don't see what's inherently gay about this video. Then I watched it a little further, and I was like, there's some strong-looking women twerking. Nope, those are dudes. Those are dudes. Objectively, those motherfuckers could twerk. I'm just saying they could twerk their asses off. But it made me think, like, I need to get into the business. Like, I'm not gay and I can't rap. I just want to come up with gay rap titles. So I came up with a couple of them. You guys want to hear them? Yeah, awesome. Here's a couple of them. Bobby Got Back. I like that one. All Day Spinning Rim Job. Rainbow Glock. I came up with some lyrics to Rainbow Glock. It's Rainbow Glock, I'm gonna break it off with this rainbow cock. fuck the police. No, seriously, fuck the police. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm ADD, so that's my segue. So, moving on, Charles Xavier, as Duell brought up earlier, Charles Xavier, who is Professor X, for those of you who have watched X-Men cartoon or a movie, he is the founder of the X-Men. You guys know who Charles Xavier is, right? Okay, good, we're good. So, enough exposition there. As an adult, I've been watching some old X-Men cartoons, and it made me realize something. How the fuck has Charles Xavier not gone to prison for child endangerment like 30 fucking years ago? Seriously, he put together a cult school slash orphanage slash paramilitary training facility for basically orphans. His entire original class was like 5 students. 5 students. And he basically trains these forgotten kids up to fight superpowered terrorists. These kids aren't fucking qualified to fight fucking terrorists. We're barely fucking qualified to fight fucking terrorists. So think about this, right? Can you imagine, like, it's set in New York State. The Xavier Institute's in New York State. So if you think about this, right, they're pretty strict on code in New York. They're pretty strict. Can you imagine showing a building inspector in New York the Xavier Institute? You're walking around like, all right, so Mr. X, please call me Professor X. Not gonna call you that. We've seen the whole facility here. Oh, by the way, the building inspector will be played by Cliff Clavin from Cheers. Yeah, we've seen the entire facility here, and well, I'm looking at something here. It's shaped like a gymnasium, but it's labeled the danger room. That doesn't seem safe. Oh no, it's perfectly fine. It's named after a big contributor to the school. His name's Admiral Rodney Danger. Yeah, Admiral Rodney Danger. Our athletic teams, it's great. They play outside on the Rodney Danger field. It's great. It's really, really wonderful. So I feel like as a culture, we finally just got used to text messaging a couple years ago. They're throwing a bunch of applications at us right now, aren't they? Anyone else find Facebook Messenger to be super fucking annoying? Anybody else? Really? Just me? You're like, it's convenient, right? It's convenient, isn't it? Here's the thing. We finally got used to texting etiquette, where your friend texts you, you look at it, and you go, fuck that guy, I'll get back to him later. But there's this unspoken thing we don't talk about with Facebook Messenger. No one talks about it. I'm going to talk about it. Motherfucker, I know you saw my message. I know you fucking saw it. It says fucking seen. I can see that you started typing something, wiggly little dots, then you stopped. Then you thought about it, then you fucking stopped. And then the other thing that I really, really, really hate about Facebook Messenger is the big blue thumb. Thumbs up. That is the most inconveniently placed thumb ever. First of all, you end up accidentally hitting it at really inopportune times. Your friend's like, oh man, dude, I don't know what to do, man. I think my wife's cheating on me. And you start typing, you're like, dude, I am really sorry. But you, instead of hitting the little arrow, what do you hit? The fucking thumb. You're like, ding! Yep, it was me, motherfucker. She's fucking me. Alright? And on top of that too, why the thumb? Who uses the thumb as a response? If you did that in real world situations, like let's say we're talking, okay? We're talking, you and I are having a conversation, and you're like, hey man, I heard you got a job. I'm a fucking douchebag right now for that. You don't respond with that. Yeah, it's good. Great. No actual responsible words, just a fucking thumb. That's it. So, by the way, going back, again, ADD, going back, as I mentioned, I'm a little bit of a fanboy, and I found out and I'm also, as it's pretty clear now, I'm also a little bit of a hip-hop guy. I found out recently that my all-time favorite rapper, Ice-T, recorded a D&D audiobook. He did that. That is a real thing that happened. For those of you not familiar with D&D, that is Dungeons and Dragons. And it is the nerdiest possible thing. Now, as a fanboy, that's pretty nerdy, okay? I will admit this, it's nerdy. And to be fair, I'm nerdier than the D&D people because I'm a second kind of nerd. I'm also a Trekkie. Any Trekkies in the room? Yeah? Awesome. A friend of mine gave me a gift a couple years ago, and I brought it for you guys tonight. This is an item that actually exists in real life. This is Star Trek: The Next Generation and the X-Men, Planet X. This is a real book that exists. Who was the guy who got really excited? Was it you?
Yeah.
Come here real quick. What's your name?
Jared.
Jared, that's right. I should have remembered from Sam. So, Jared, it made me think recently. Yeah, go ahead. Examine it. Real thing. Didn't make this. I like, are you a detective? Dude, that's very noir. I dig it. I dig the fuck out of it. So here's the deal. I was thinking how much better it would have been if Ice-T had read this book. So I want you to pick out any fucking page in that book. Any page. That one. There. There's one. Ready? Let's do it. Stay right here. Me. You. Sorry. Stole that from the buddy. What is that? He asked. She grunted. That's the man we're looking for. Then she pointed at the last cell on the right. Eric followed her gesture. There was something about the croaking that made his skin crawl. Nonetheless, Rock the man had given the... You fucking ruined it, man. It's the worst page of the book. Way to go. Way to ruin the bit. Way to ruin it. Pick another one. Redeem yourself. Should we give him a chance to redeem himself? Yeah? Redeem yourself. That one. Let's do it. Counselor Troy looked on the blue-skinned winged man. He looked dark and disturbing. He had an air of death about him. Because, he was a horseman of death, by the way, for the fanboys out there. All she could think about was how much she had to have him at that moment. I'm just going to read this in private later. Is that cool? All right, awesome. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Oh, man. Round of applause for 1930s noir reporter guy. Oh, man. So, has anybody here close that. Has anybody here rewatched Mary Poppins as an adult? Yeah? It's a totally fucking different movie now, isn't it? Oh, man. For those of you who have not had this amazing experience, I'm going to bring you up to speed. This is the adult synopsis of Mary Poppins. So George Banks is a misogynistic asshole, piece of shit father and husband. That's the opening sequence. He doesn't pay attention to his kids, so they fucking act out, and they can't keep a fucking nanny employed. So they put out an advertisement, and it's 1910 London. There's not a lot of jobs out there. Job market's pretty fucking rough. So these nannies are lined up around the corner. This gypsy bitch up on a cloud summons up winds like fucking storm and takes out the competition. Walks in, humps George Banks, and basically says, I got this job, it's mine now. And he's like, I don't understand what female empowerment is yet. Okay, sure, you do whatever you want. You got the run of the house. What's the first thing she does? She walks upstairs, spoonful of sugar, baby, makes the medicine go down real good. Those kids got that room cleaned so fucking fast. Ladies and gentlemen, that's cocaine. She gave these fucking kids cocaine. The room gets clean, and finally everything kind of settles down. Everything's a little chilled out. She takes the kids now to the park to hang out with her street dude boyfriend, who has changed jobs recently. Earlier, like 10 minutes earlier, he was a one-man band. And now he's doing chalk drawings and singing to random passerby. And what do? They jump into the chalk drawing, and walking around, and it's a jolly holiday with Mary, and they're dancing around with tuxedoed penguins and riding on carousel horses and talking to farm animals. That's fucking acid. These kids are on fucking acid, okay? It just kind of fades away as acid is wont to do, okay? She takes these kids home. They've had a rough day. They've had a long day, a lot of life experiences. A fucking bird comes to the window and tells her that her street dude boyfriend's daddy is so fucking high that he's on the ceiling. And he loves to laugh. Ha 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 ha. She takes, and by the way, that's weed. I mean, come on, let's fucking face it. He's laughing. I'm so high right now. She takes these kids to the hood. I don't care what year it is. I don't care geography. The hood always looks like a hood. Okay? She takes these rich kids to the fucking hood. They get there. Daddy's on the ceiling, as expected. Also, as to be expected, street dude boyfriend gets high, joins daddy on the ceiling. What do you expect? The guy has no fucking ambition, okay? The kids get high, they join everybody on the ceiling. What does Mary Poppins do? Does she call the constable? No. Does she call fucking, is there child services at the time? I don't know. She gets high and joins them on the fucking ceiling. At this point in the movie, they are so fucked up that they are dancing on the rooftops of London, which I don't care what year it is, that is too high up for little kids. And they're sitting there stepping in time, and I don't care what year it is, that's a crackhead dance. Okay? These kids are now fucking crackheads. It ends with them ascending a staircase made of smoke over the Tower of London. Like sea walking up that motherfucker. I can't do it because I'm white. There's a moral to the story of Mary Poppins. Background checks. Background checks are important. How am I doing on time? What, like 5?
You got a couple more minutes.
Oh, I love you. God. So, quick story for you guys. If you couldn't tell by the physique, I'm former military. Yeah, I'm really, really former military. When I got out, I let myself fucking go. It's great. But not only am I a vet, I'm a combat vet. I was in OIF in 03, and the thing is about it is that I'm not one of those combat vets that lies about my experience. It's one of those taboos that no one talks about. Everyone knows that guy who hung out in the barracks in Kuwait for 9 months and is like, oh man, I was there, I was in the shit, bro. Woo, shit. I'm not that guy, but I did get injured. But I got injured in the most pussy possible way you could get injured in a war. Okay? Now when I'm talking to vets of like Vietnam and fucking World War II, where non-vets are dealing with like Invisible Charlie and the trees, all right? I didn't deal with anything like that. So here is what happened. Here is how I got injured. I mentioned earlier, I'm a fanboy. The USO decided that they were going to do a treat for us, and this was in 03, and Ang Lee's Hulk movie had just come out. You guys remember that movie? Oh, man. Yeah, I was so excited. I was like, what? I'm in Iraq. Nothing cool has been happening. They're going to come show us this new Ang Lee, who's this great director, who's going to make a Hulk movie. This is going to be fucking sweet. It wasn't fucking sweet. I walked through the desert with my friends. We're about 20 minutes into this movie, and I rage quit the movie. I nerd rage quit. I get up, I walk back to my tent, rage quit, stomp back to my tent, through a combat zone, in a desert, by myself, and someone had decided that they were going to move razor wire across my path where I had walked earlier. Fun fact about the military. Razor wire in the dark is invisible. It caught my leg, it almost got my nuts, thank God it didn't. I needed some stitches. That's my war wound story. That's how I got a war wound. Now, when telling that story to a vet of like Vietnam or World War II, you can't tell them that's how you fucking got injured, but I refuse to be the guy who lies. So I tell them the truth. I just spice it up a little bit, okay? Here's what I tell them. It was horrible. They called us out there. There was a scientist. He was experimenting with gamma radiation. I don't know. It just like it turned him into a fucking monster. Turned him into a monster. He just started beating on things. You couldn't even really see him, and he just started like fighting dogs and shit. And I was terrified. It was horrible. It was so horrible that I just ran. I ran the fuck away, and I was going. Just run? Yeah, I'm running. Yeah, here we go. So I'm just like, I'm running away, and something got my leg, and I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, thank God. Oh, at least I'm away from that piece of shit. Oh, thank God. And you tell this story to the non-vet, and they say, oh, I don't know, man. I feel like Ang Lee's version was pretty inspired. I feel like his artistic vision was, it just, people didn't realize it yet. Anyway, that's my time. You guys have been fucking great. My name is Patrick Cunningham. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Mr. P. Cunningham, the B for Venus, and at Boss Clockwork at Twitter. And here's your host and illustrious pretty man, Mr. Duell fucking Aldridge.
Thank you very much. Patrick Cunningham, ladies and gentlemen. Keep the applause going. And let's hear another for Jared Prestige, Cody Hopper, and Sam Ashby. These guys are fantastic. Y'all had fun tonight? Thank you so much for coming out to the end. Last Thursday at the end.